Hello, welcome to Cracking the Cryptic and happy April the 1st. Now, it is April Fool's Day. We have pulled the odd April Fool in the past and been subjected to the odd one. This puzzle comes with two recommendations that we try it on April the 1st. Manta Ray sent it in to us, and a couple of other people have said it's really good, you should try it on April the 1st. Okay, well, clearly there's going to be something going on, and we'll try and figure out what it is. And why it's relevant. It's a chaos construction puzzle, which means it's going to be pretty hard, I would think. They always are. So let's hope we get the joke within it, if that is what we're looking at. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to look at that in a moment. I'll go through the rules shortly. The fact that it's April the 1st. Well, there are two big things going on. The first one I'm going to mention, though, is new merchandise, Rat Run based merchandise. The great Marty Sears, creator of Rat Run. Simon will have done it's Wednesday, as well as being April 1st, it's Wednesday. Simon will have done another Rat Run puzzle today, I hope, on the channel. And the Rat Run puzzles are absolutely fabulous. I so look forward to them. And Marty, the great Marty Sears, has created some designs for merch for us. And Simon has diligently worked them onto various items. And if you go to the store link, or there is a link in our description field for the merchandise, you can see these fantastic new designs. I am definitely going to get a mouse pad and how appropriate is a mouse pad for a Rat Run merch, and a mug at least for myself, because they are just fantastic. And there are shirts as well. They feature, well, either the rats from the emojis in the puzzles, and the cupcakes, which I love, or also some rats that Marty's created as well. They're fantastic. Check them out. And also the puzzles. They feature some of the actual Rat Run puzzles. I mean, brilliant stuff. So if you have been waiting for a chance to get your hands on some C2C merch, this is the opportunity, and get some Rat Run merch. I've got a huge pheasant in multicolours just straight in front of me out the window. That is quite distracting, and he's looking for his wife, who's behind a bush. Good luck, Mr. Pheasant. Right, April the 1st. April the 1st. The rats and pheasants are not the only animals relevant to today. The fact that it's nearly Easter makes chicks and rabbits relevant, but Sandra and her dog Nala are relevant today, because that is the new Patreon reward. If you go to our Patreon site, there is a fantastic new hunt called Bug Friends there, and it features some Fog of War Sudokus, a Hayawaki and a Nurikabi Sudoku, some really interesting puzzles. It's not too hard, it's not too long. You will find your way through this one if you persevere, definitely, whatever your standard. And they are great fun puzzles. Help Nala find all the bugs she wants to find, and see what she gets up to in Bug Friends by Sandra and Nala on Patreon now. Along with, there's been a new gridogram video. There'll be a new connections video yesterday. There'll be a new gridogram one probably tomorrow. Loads going on Patreon. Do check it all out. Crossword videos occasionally as well. There's a new month started, so there will be a new Times Monthly Club special video. The pheasant has just hopped onto a wall. The wife has emerged from behind a bush. Goodness knows what they're going to get up to out there. Anyway, let's go through the rules of Chaos Deconstruct. Oh no, there's our apps as well. Quickly, very quickly, there's our apps as well. They feature all sorts of things. Actually, there's going to be some new ones out very soon. My goodness. But for the time being, the latest two are by Michael Lefkowitz and Phistomefel. They're fantastic. Check them out. Loads going on. Right, let's have a look at Chaos Deconstruction by Manta Ray. I think it was prepared for a prompt, and then it just struck Manta Ray that it was ideal for April the 1st as well. Let's see what it says. So we have to place 9 regions into the grid, each composed of 9 orthogonally connected cells, such that no regions touch each other, even diagonally. So a region of connected cells could look like that. And we have to make sure that no two regions touch each other even diagonally. We have to then place the digits 1 to 9 in each region. Digits may not repeat within a row, column, or region. Cells outside regions have a value of 0, and for clarity, the value of all other cells is their digit. I think that would have been obvious. Cells with a grey circle contain an odd value. Cells with a grey square contain an even value. Cells separated by a white dot have consecutive values. Cells separated by a black dot, one is double the other. Along each main diagonal, no value other than 0 can appear more than once. That was a poor attempt at a diagonal. That is one of them. And that's it. Those are the rules. Give it a try on that first link of the video. This could take a while, but let's see what happens. Let's get cracking. So, I am most used to seeing 11 by 11 puzzles. Yeah, there is a difference between chaos construction, and which is normally set in a 9 by 9 grid, and you have to create the shapes yourself, and a deconstruction puzzle, I think they're called, where you have 9 3 by 3 box regions and you have to cite them in the grid. So here we have the added complication. They can be any shape and any size. Well, not any size, size 9. But they can't touch. Now, am I being crazy? So if it was chaos construction, I'd be focusing on these 9 cells. No, if it was deconstruction, I'd be focusing on these 9 cells and saying one of those is in each of the 3 by 3 box regions, and I'd explain that a bit. Maybe I am crazy. What I am seeing is that this, let's call it a hashtag, that could be all the empty cells in the puzzle, and we would obey the constraints by not having any regions touching each other. Like, obviously, the white areas would be the 9 regions. So that's a possible construction of this grid. My brain thinks it's the only one. Am I crazy? Look, let's go back to it. Let's go back to it. What if you had this and then you tried to extend this region into that cell so that it didn't use that cell or something? Well, then you're imposing on this region because you have to have a border around each region. And now you don't have 9 cells available here. You only have 7. We can't touch it even diagonally, so we can't use that cell. I don't know. Why isn't this the only possible outline? Right, let's think about it from first principles. And maybe this is the gag, actually. That, okay, I can see why it would be. But this would be the minimal size. This is the minimal butting out into the grid style of region. We've seen this before where you can create sort of a region around that region. But these are obviously touching regions and they're not allowed. So what we'd be looking at is that is the most unobtrusive region you could create. Tuck it away in the corner, make it exactly 3 by 3 for the 9 cells. Now, maybe maybe this is equally unobtrusive, that shape. But no, you see, this is only surrounded by 7 cells that can't be in another region. This one is surrounded by 11. That's a vast difference. Anytime you break up this shape and extend it into a 4th realm, into a 4th column or something, you're just creating trouble. You're adding to the number of yellow cells there need to be around it. Okay, I am now morally sure that this... No, I haven't got it anymore. Sorry, that this hashtag symbol is part of the solution. Actually, I'm reassured by the fact that this has been recommended for April the 1st, because that might be the point. I just want to do a little bit more thinking about how you could possibly have 9 regions never touching each other. So you've got to create this kind of membrane of blocking cells around any region. If you wanted to come up with a region that was kind of a weird shape down here, like that, you'd have to have this membrane going around it to block off other cells. And then, you know, what are you going to do here? Make it 9, well, maybe like that to give yourself maximum leeway. But now you've eaten into the paths of everything else in the puzzle. You've lost 3 cells out of that region, 1 out of this. There's just no way. Any time that these regions sprout a bit bigger, like some alien, they're going to get in the way. They're going to ruin it. This is the shape. This is the shape of the puzzle. And I mean, I think this is clear. Honestly, this came straight into my head as a plausible shape. And then very, very instantly after that, as the only possible shape that would fit. Now I've got a rabbit outside. This is life going crazy out there. This is it. This is what we're going to do. We're going to have 9 3x3 box regions. These are the regions. I'm going to colour them for no reason at all now. And I'm going to also declare that the April the 1st, the April the 1st joke is, it's okay. Look, there are black dots and squares in the yellow cells. The yellow cells all have a value of 0. That's fine. 0 is an even digit, so it can go on the black square, on the grey squares. 0 and 0 is a perfectly good black dot combination because one is double the other. And this white dot, we're going to get a 1 there. Now, the joke here is that I guess apart from that white dot, we are doing a normal Sudoku, a diagonal Sudoku. Well, like you could just compress it all back together as long as you moved all the markings and you'd be solving a 9x9 puzzle. Okay, that is the joke. Happy April the 1st, Manta Ray. The joke is that he has created a 9x9 puzzle and dressed it up as an 11x11 puzzle and both a deconstruction puzzle and a chaos construction puzzle and loads of black dots and grey squares, and they don't matter. We're going to do the puzzle in the light blue cells, and I'm going to write a 1 in there, and to heck with the consequences, because this is right. Now, these cells, these would normally be, you see, this is another part of the joke. They would normally be important in a deconstruction puzzle, but today they're only important in that they're circles, and they must be odd. Well, I mean, let's just get on with this as a puzzle. Right. We've got a black dot sequence there. This is 2 or 4, and 2 and 4 are included in the sequence. It's either 1, 2, 4 or 2, 4, 8. Same deal down here. They can't be the same. One of them, because these digits are different. One of them is 1, 2, 4, and the other is 2, 4, 8. We haven't got many other black dots in the puzzle because the ones on yellow cells I'm going to consider as outside the puzzle. These digits are from 3, 5, 7, 9. Ah, look, these 2 are even. And at least 2 cells up here are even. That's the full set. So one of these cells is not even. These are a 1, 4 pair surrounding a 2. Therefore, this digit is a 4 down here. Sorry, a 4. Surrounded by 2, 8. And these are both even, and they are now 6 and 8, and they are therefore sandwiching a 7 between them. Here we go. And And these digits are now 359. This is not a 3-6 black dot. It is from 1248. There is a 1 in these cells by Sudoku. Candidates there. Right, now in this column, these 5 circles all see each other, either on diagonals or laterally, or horizontally or vertically. So these are a set of the digits 1 to 9. These are a set of the odd digits 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And 7 appears in one of these two, because it can't go there, there, or there. That's not actually that helpful, but it is true. Now we've got that 1. Did we get anything else? We've got an odd pair here. No, we've got a consecutive pair here. It's got to use an even digit. That even digit is 6. It does seem a very empty puzzle now. I can't deny that. We got going in box 2, and we've got a start here, but not much else is really available. All the yellow squares are worth 0. Just ignore them. Ignore them. 1. These are from 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, maybe I need to think about the diagonals a bit more, although I don't know what. Oh, well, we've got 8. And, well, we've got 8 as an X-wing between those cells. So the 8 in the central column's in one of these two. And therefore, it's missed the diagonal in the central box. There's an 8 in one of these cells. So for 8 to be on one of the diagonals down here, it would be in one of those two cells. At the top, I don't know. 8 could be in any of those diagonal cells. So there are some limitations, but they're not dramatic. Gosh, how on earth do we get anything done? I mean, I thought this was going brilliantly for a moment. Now I'm worried I'm getting a bit stuck in the mud. 6, 7, 8. We need 2 and 4 in these rows. One of those digits is 2 or 4 at least. It's not both of them, or you couldn't make up the black dot. So that digit is 2 or 4, and one of these is 2 or 4. And now we know that this is not a 2-4 pair. It's either 1, 2 or 4, 8. Yeah, I don't know which it is. It's 1, 2, or it's more likely to be 1, 2 because we know 1 is in that group. If it was 4, 8, that would be a 1. This would be 2, 6, 7. That would be a 4. 2 would be here along with 3, 5, or 9. Can't see a problem with that. Let's just try and keep going. We've got... No, these odds aren't informed by the cells at the bottom. Oh, the remaining digits in the row are going to need to include 1, 3, and 9. Is it about odd digits or even digits on the diagonals, this puzzle? Because these two cells are definitely odd. I'm going to have to start colouring. So let's get rid of the light blue. Let's start colouring odds and evens because there are some that we can. There's a very few evens that we can colour and quite a lot of odds if we do all the circles and all of those. There we go. So that's the start on odds. That one's odd, obviously. This one's even. 1 each there, and the rest of these in the row are all odd. Now that's what I was trying to get to. So on this diagonal, I've already got 4 odds. Now, I was saying that this can't be a 2-4 pair, and there is a 2 or 4 here. Is that interesting? One of these is even, so it's certainly not the case that all these 4 are even. Oh, so one of these 4 cells I've got highlighted is odd. Whichever one it is, there might be more than one, but whichever one is odd, at least. Oh, that's even because it's blue square. That's actually quite interesting. Not 8, it's 2, 4, or 6. But whichever one of these 4 is odd is going to complete the 5 odds on its diagonal. Because there's already 4 odds on each diagonal, which feels really strange at this point. Now, there's 1 odd and 1 even there, so these 3 are even. Interesting again. Those 2 even digits in this box, one of them could go there, but one of them must go here, so at least one of these is even. And 1, 2. We've had 2 odds in this box. We're going to have 1 odd and 1 even there. That's 3 odds and 1 even. In these cells, we've still got to place 2 odds and 3 evens. We can't put all 3 evens here. No, but we could put 2 of them there, so we don't know the tally. Oh, it's close. Right, 3, 5, 9 there and a 1 over here. Maximum one of these cells is odd and is 7. Can they all be even? They can't all be even, because there must be an... Oh, no, I was going to say because there must be an even digit there, but there might only be 1 there, so these could all be even. What do these include? 1 of 6, 8 and 1 of 3, 5, 9. It's a clever puzzle, this, because it's not giving itself away at all. What about this pair? I don't know much about it. These are all even. Okay, here's another added complication. We said one of these, we've got an even there and an even there. So a maximum 2 of these are even. The other 2 are odd and are completing for both diagonals the 5 odds. So everything else on those diagonals is even. Aha! All of these cells are even. Now that's quite interesting for these 4 at the same distance from the central gravitational object, because they all see each other in the row, column, or on the diagonal. So they are a set of 1, 2, 4, 8. This digit is not 1, by the way, now, because we know it's even. And if this is a 1, 2 pair, that's definitely a 2. Now, we get this as even as a result of that. We've got 3 evens in this row so far. We're going to have 2 odds and 2 evens here. The 2 odds because we can only get, that's 2 evens there, 1 even in one of those cells, 1 even there. This is odd. It's the 4th known odd in its row. It does seem to be a parity puzzle. This digit sees 2 and 4, so does the corner. They are a 6, 8 pair. That's all the evens in the row, so one of those are remaining odd digits. So here we're going to have 1 odd and 1 even. Here we're going to have 1 odd and 2 evens. And that doesn't tell me what pair this is. 7 is an odd digit and is in one of these cells. So these are from 3, 5, 9 because we've had all the other odds in that row. Right, so 7's in one of those 2 cells. That's a 3, 5, 9 triple. This digit can't repeat in any of these cells. Is that interesting? Not yet. That digit is either there or there. That digit is either there or there, but it's also not on these diagonals. So one of those, I don't know, one of those is is not that. That has to be either here or on the white dot. That's not very helpful. 6 and 8. Okay, so what about the evens here? We've got 8 in one of these. So these are not going to involve 8 on the diagonals. So 8 needs to be achieved off the diagonals. One of the 8s will be there. Oh, sorry, 8 needs to be achieved out of box 5 on the diagonals. One of them will be there, but the other one could be either here or that cell. Actually, even that one could. One of these 4 is an 8, because these are a set of 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, these are a set of 2, 4, 6, 8. So the other cells on the diagonals are a set of 2, 4, 6, 8. And that is going to include the 6, 8 here, and the 2 digits that are on diagonals here, which must be a 2, 4 pair. And therefore this digit is a 6. How about that? That was a surprising find, but it's definitely right. These are 8 and 2. Now there's a 2 in one of those cells on the diagonal, and we've also got 6 and 8 out of this quadrant of different digits. So we need a 4 on the other diagonal in this box. Now, where is the other diagonal? Does it have to be? Well, it's obviously not opposite the 2. It's either in a row or a column with the 2, but it could be in a column. Oh, that's annoying. So whichever one of these is a 2, opposite it is an odd digit, and either below it or to its left is a 4. That doesn't tell me where the 4 is, and I didn't go 6. I can place 6 in this box by Sudoku. Thank you, Sudoku, for riding to the rescue. Now, look. Neither of these digits are 6 by Sudoku now, and yet this group needs a 6. It's got to be here. And now we can do 8 and 6 in the top corners. On this diagonal, we've had 8 and 6. We're going to get 4 or 2 there and one of them here. We've had 6, and this is a 2, 4, 8 diagonal, in which 8 must be on that bit, on that diagonal, because I've deemed, yes, because for the other diagonal it can't be there. Okay, so 8 is on this diagonal. One of these is 2 or 4, and the central box is going to give a 2 or a 4 for that diagonal. Oh, we've had all the blues in row 8, so everything else is orange. That gives us a blue here on the white dot, which is not 6. This digit is 6. This is 2, 4, or 8. 6s seem to be going quite well compared with other digits. Oh, we needed a 6 down on this, and there it is. We found it. This one is not 6 and is thus odd. One of these is even, one is odd. I don't know which. That's 5 or 7. Oh, this was 6, so we're going to get a 6 into one of those 2 cells. It is a bit confusing, this puzzle, but I am enjoying it. Now, we've got an 8 in one of those. We've got a 2. These are both odd from the count in the box. 3, 5, 9, 6. Has this stopped being able to be a 1, 2? No, it definitely hasn't. Whatever digit this is can't be in those cells and must be there. So these 2 are the same. Give them a little green flash to indicate that. Does it do anything else? What about this one? Well, that goes either here or here in box 1. If this was 4 or 8, so if that was 2, this would be 4 or 8. That couldn't be 1. This would have to be 1. And then this digit would go there. If this was a blue digit, it would be 2 or 4 in this row, and therefore in this column, this would be 8. So if this is blue, this is 8, that's 4, this would be 2. Quite interesting. This would be, if this was blue, it would be 2. And we'd have 4s in these positions. No, 4 wouldn't be allowed. Right. What did I say? I said this would be 2. That would be 8. We'd have a 4 here. I was going to say it was impossible, but I would be wrong. Then we'd have a 4 in one of these two. It's quite strange. So still I don't know anything about 4 in this box except that it's on a diagonal. That's all I know about it. Let's keep focusing on the even digits because that's where I'm making some progress. Now, 8 has to be in one of those 2 cells in the box. And then one of these 2. And now it's an X-wing with 8 there. And now there's an 8 in one of those 2. Which is surprising to an extent. It means if that was an 8, and it's one of the 2 options in this box, then with an 8 there, that would have to be 8. Now this would have to be 1, and that would have to be 2. So either green is an 8, or that's an 8, and green is going to become 2. So this green can never be 4 anymore, which is a very weird conclusion, but nonetheless it's true. So one of these 2 is definitely a 4 now. That's not very powerful. I mean, it would be if we knew which one, but we don't. This digit, does it have to be that one? No, I don't think it does. In fact, if it's not that one, because that one is green. So this one is either there or there. That's what I'm learning. Very, very gradually. No, wait. Oh, I was going to say this green digit is there, but it's not. It's one of those 2 is the green digit, and it's not 6. So it's got to be here. That one prevents it being there. So there we go. Here's an even digit. In fact, I could just count this box, couldn't I? If I'm going to try and get excited about even digits, I could just have counted like an ordinary human. Now, this can't be 8. This is a 2-4 pair. We're going to get 6 in one of those cells. These 2 are odd. This was absolutely straightforward. That's the 7. I just didn't notice that this was available. I've noticed now, moving along. This is 2 or 4. Now, over here, we know there's a 1 and 2 even digits on a black dot, which must include a 4. That's so obvious now. Why wasn't it? No, we don't know it's 2 even on the black dot. It could be these being even. So I'm wrong. That's fine. That's why it wasn't obvious before, because it wasn't true. That's always a possibility. Now, I should really colour the other digits. If I'm doing a green flash, let's give this one a pink flash. That's 2 or 4, and it can't be here. It's there. It must be here. It's 2 or 4. Now it can't be in these cells in this box. And look at that. That is incredibly useful. It must be there. This is huge. This is monumental. That is even. It's the last even in its row. This one sees pink and green. Oh, I suppose that was always going to happen, but let's give it a red flash, I suppose. No, let's give it a light blue flash. And that's here. And that is there. Oh, no, it's one of these. We don't know which one. Oh, bother. But it's also not that. Surely, well, this is odd because we've got the count in the row. That's all I've got. I still don't know which of these is even. Maybe there is a reason I do. I do. This cell sees 6 and all the colours. Look at that. So it can't be even. That is odd. That is 1. Here we go. This is the green flash is a 2 now. And I know that that's not the green flash cell. The pink flash has become a 4. The light blue flash has become an 8, and we can, well, we can nearly fit. Oh, maybe we can use the center. 4 is in one of those cells, and therefore not here. This one is now odd. 2 is there for this diagonal. That is 2. And that's not. Now, have that 1-4 pair been done? No. This is even, though. This is 8. And now this is 8. And we've still got 2 to come in the first column, and that's odd. We've got both of these as even, 4-6 pair. These two are both odd. Okay, this is good. This is where we want to be. Now in this row, look, we found the last 2 evens. There we go. We get a 2 and a 4. Okay, I am going to get rid of the green flash now because I think it did its job, and the pink flash and the light blue flash. Right, and this is odd now. This column is done for evens. These are odd. I can't necessarily finish off 4s, 8s and 6s yet, but that's fine. We'll get to that. Now I can start focusing on the odd digits. I believe this one is 7 or 9 on the white dot. This one we already knew was 5 or 7 and is going to have to go into one of those 2 cells. There's not a lot of clues about these odd digits, but there are some around. And it's deploying them that is going to be the interesting technique. The circles are probably huge influences here, and if I can just read them and understand them, like the standing instructions. That is 3, 5 or 9. That's very clear. I'm going to have to start colouring something in odd because it worked for evens beautifully, and I didn't even see it quite working as well as it did, but it did. So let's try and colour these odds, but I don't know how. Maybe start with this group that are all different. Let's go light blue, pink, light green, grey, and red. Now, what do we know about this? It's not grey, light blue, or green, so it's pink or red. It's not going to be enough, is it, this stuff? This digit? No, I don't know. I just know it's not pink or light blue. Maybe I've started in the wrong place. Or maybe there just isn't any good place to start at the moment. Maybe I need to use the dots or something better. This 7 or 9. Has to be on this diagonal somewhere, doesn't it? Yeah, it's going to be something about a diagonal. What on earth do we do here? I mean, this is very clever, but I don't think this is easy at this point. It's just a really tricky diagonal Sudoku. 6, 2, 8, 1, 4. These include 1 from 3, 5, 9. Sorry, I'm going to have to do something and then come back to you in a moment. See you in a second. Right, I'm back, and I'm all fired up to try and either continue this colouring or find out where I should start the colouring. It's something philosophically I've occasionally wondered about. In the puzzles where I think it matters where you start the colouring, is that right? Or does it really not matter? You could start anywhere and you would always get to the colouring disambiguation somehow. Something it's very hard to test because you can't really do a control experiment. Anyway, I don't know. Right, these aren't red and grey, so this pair is red and grey. That's fact. These are light blue, pink and green odd digits. As are these three. Oh, look, are these 359? This will be marvellous. If these are 359, no, they're not. No. Bother. Oh, if we knew that was green, we would be off to a flyer. If that wasn't green, oh, I'll tell you what, if that wasn't green, oh no, wow. Oh, there's a problem. Is there a problem? I was going to say one of those two would be green. Now that's briefly ignoring that could be green. But if one of these two was green, green would then be in one of these two, and it would then be there, and it would be 1, and that doesn't work. Right, here we go. First things first. Neither of these are green. The reason being that then green has to be in one of these cells where it would be 3, 5, or 9. And then it has to be here where it would be 1. So that's insane. That can't work. So now either 1 is green or that digit is green, and that would help. The reason it would help is if this is green, then these three that are not red and grey are 3, 5, 9, and we would have to put those in these cells, and my goodness, that would get a lot done. So either 1 is green, which I nearly didn't notice, then it would be in one of those two cells, then it would definitely be here, then it would be, this is green I'm talking about, then it would be in one of those two cells, and then it would be in one of those two cells. I'm actually going to have to look that up. Sorry, that's really annoying. This ping that I just got is something that might matter. It's okay. I think it's all right. I think it's all right. It's a bit weird, though. Anyway, green would be in one of these two cells, but green would be 1. Oh, look, this doesn't work. Right. Here is why I'm saying this is not, I've worked out that this can't be green. Now I'm going to say that this can't be green, because in box 4, it would be in one of those two cells. In column 3, where it's not grey, it would be here. Then it would have to be in one of these two cells. And one of these two, oh, I was going to say that has failed. No, it hasn't failed. Green would be 1, so it would be there. Ah, okay, that doesn't fail. Green could be 1. Oh, bother, I thought I'd come up with something. That would have been so useful. Okay, maybe try it the other way around. If this is green, because one of these two is green, if this is green, then green, blue, and pink are the 3, 5, 9 triple, and they're all going here. There's some problem with this. This would be the 1, 7 pair. No, that's fine. That's fine. So if this is green, yeah, this is where we get the situation that these are the 3, 5, 9 triple, and that would have to be 9, and this would be a 3, 5 pair. So this would be 7. So then we'd have 1 and 9 on the diagonal here, with 3 and 5 there, and that would leave pink to be 9. It would be here, here, here. Pink would be 9 in one of those cells. Oh, I don't know. That seems to work fine. in one of these. Pink would be 9. Oh, I cannot falsify that. So either this is green or this is green, and I can't work out which one is which. This might be a very tricky stage of the puzzle, or it might be incredibly easy and I'm just dumb and there's some obvious thing I'm not seeing. Okay, on this diagonal we've had those 3 colours. The ones remaining, which go here and here, are red and light blue, and that is a must. There's no way of getting around that. These are red and light blue. Maybe that's worth colouring. On this diagonal, we've had those 3 colours. This one remaining, and one of these 2 are grey and pink. So this one down here is, well, one of these is grey. That much we know. Is the other one pink? Or is pink actually in one of these cells? And I may have started the colouring in the wrong place. Really might. Oh, goodness. This sees pink, red and grey. So this is either green or light blue. Well, green and light blue must be off the diagonal down here. Pink doesn't even have to be on it. I think this is dangerous colouring because I normally only colour cells where they're known to be or where they're forced to be within a box. And now I'm colouring candidates instead. That is a bit dangerous. Interesting though. Okay, if this was red, that would be red. This is already red. One of these 2 would now be red. Let's just think about this. It's one of these 2 being red that I'm finding appealing. But I don't know why. It hasn't done anything, has it? Ah, one of these 2 is grey. It doesn't have to be there because grey on this diagonal could be in this box. Although then one of those 2 would be grey. Grey couldn't be 1 in that case. If it was here. If it was here, it could possibly be 1. Pink is not. Pink and light blue are definitely from 359. I feel like this is quite important. Pink and light blue are definitely in this group. But is green? That's what I want to know the most. And I just don't. Yeah, well, no, it's not. Green is obviously in this group, but what is green? Oh, also, oh no, I was going to say green is in this group, but it could be the 1 in this box. Oh, I haven't put the last 2 in the grid, like an absolute muppet. Actually, that sorts out the 8s as well. If this does it all, I will be very angry at myself. I don't think it will, because we're still left wondering about 6s and 4s. Mind you, it makes this orange. That has been orange and available for a long time. What colour is it? No idea, just that it's not green. Now, one of these is coloured, either grey or pink. So these include one from grey and pink and one from red and light blue. That's such useless information. It's absolutely on the verge of insanity. Oh, wow. How on earth? Right. That digit has to be in one of these cells because it's not red. and it can't go there by Sudoku. So that digit, 7 or 9, maybe that's where I should have started the colouring. Has to be in one of these cells. If it was not on the diagonal, now this is interesting. Then it's failed to be on both now this is interesting. Right, if this digit was not on the diagonal here, so it would be 7, because those two would be the same, and the candidates would require them to be 7. Where does it go on the diagonals then? Because, I don't know, do I? Oh, bother. I was going to say if it's not light blue or pink, but I have no idea whether it's light blue or pink, do I? I have no idea. If it's not on the diagonals, what I was getting excited about there was if it had to be on the diagonals in the central box for both diagonals, it would have to meet in the middle where it can't be 7. So for that digit to be that and be 7, wow, hang on, let's see. If these are the same and a 7, look, 7 is there by Sudoku. Well, that is quite interesting, because now 7 is definitely not in those cells in the central box. It must be on a diagonal in the central box at this point. In fact, where is it on this diagonal? It can only be there. Now, where is it on the other diagonal? There is nowhere 7 could go on the other diagonal. If this and this were the same, right, this is interesting. This is interesting information. The trouble is, I don't know what it's going to lead to if they're not the same, but if they were the same, we would break down, because, yes, it is very simple. If they were the same, they would be 7s. Where do 7s go on the diagonal? They'd both have to go in box 5, because there's nowhere else for them to go in that situation, and they can't both go in box 5 because the cell where the diagonal meets can't be 7. So these two are not the same. They are different from each other. Now, I might have to restart the colouring to make that mean anything. Let's try it. Let's get rid of the colours in those cells and make these different. So light blue there and pink there. Now light blue down here has to be in the corner and is 7 or 9. So I've started with red and grey. Then I've expanded into light blue and pink. Now, light blue is now on this diagonal already, so it's not going to be on it again. It's not yet on this diagonal, where it's not allowed to be in the centre because it's on this diagonal. It's either there or there. If it was here, would be in one of these cells. It would have to be 9 because now it would be in one of those cells. Oh, right. Hang on. No. Where is light blue on this diagonal? Sorry, it's there or there, is it? Yes, it is. I thought it was now excluded from being 7. That's not the case. That is not the case. That would be so helpful. Well, let's think about it again. Right. If light blue is 7, let's do it from that point of view. Where is 7 on the other diagonal? It's got to be there. Now we've put 7 here. We've already got 7s in these positions. That's a 7. Let's just keep going and see if this breaks. It doesn't. It stays alive. So this digit could be 7. And that's the constrained one. If it's 9, I don't think it is as constrained, annoyingly. If it's 9, now 9 can be in either of those positions on the positive diagonal, which is very irritating, frankly. Although, as it's 9, it must be in one of these cells. As it's 9, come on with something. It's in one of those. That's not interesting. Oh, I think it can be 9 or 7. Well, okay, let's try this. If this is 5, it has to be... This is, in fact, grey. Sorry, I've coloured it pink, but it's definitely grey. Oh, well, that's more interesting. Grey is there, and in one of these, it's got to be in one of these two, and we've just worked out that those two aren't the same. So this is definitely grey. Now, grey is now ruled out of those cells. And it's in one of these two. This is definitely grey. Well, I mean, this is quite interesting. These ones, we could call them green and pink. And I feel like that must be one of them, because this one can't be grey or red or that light blue. In fact, both of these are not allowed to be grey or red or light blue. So let's now call these green and pink. I don't even know if that's the same order from before, but anyway. Right. Now we've got all 5 going. Pink and grey, that's the other 3. These ones are green and pink. The trouble is, I don't think I've achieved anything here. I think I've just got into the same rut as before. It's difficult, this puzzle. That can't be blue. This one, it sees, okay. 1 sees grey and green. So it's not those colours. It's also not light blue, because that is pencil marked as 7 or 9. So 1 is either pink or red. That feels quite interesting. So where does 1 appear? 1 is pink or red. Come on, stick with it, Mark. Stick with it. Oh no, what's this? We know what this is. This is the 5th colour. It sees green, pink, grey, and red. So this is light blue. It's just easy. Easy. Oh look, and it's the same as that. It's got to be a 9. That's huge. This is a 9. We've found a digit. We've named one of our digits. Neither of these can be a 9. That can't be a 9. Green is 3 or 5. This one is also 3 or 5. Pink is 1, 3 or 5. That could be pink. That's fine. Now, 9s. Come on. How are we doing on 9s? We get a 9 in one of these cells. We know that one of these is 9. So this is now a 7-9 pair. And one of them is light blue. That's not particularly helpful there. But the diagonals, 9 is now on both diagonals. So one of these two is a 9. Love to say that wasn't a 9. Well, this is something. Oh, that's a 3-5 pair. And so is that. So one of these is green. Now, this grey is either a 5 there or a 7 there. Grey is not a 1, so that's not grey. So one of these two is grey in box 1, and one of these two is grey in box 4. I wish that meant something to me. These digits actually are from 357. That's almost worth noting down in its own right, because it's information that I finally got to that has existed for a while, but I haven't noted and recorded before. Can't believe we've still got to sort out 4 and 6. That's so annoying. Right, I've got to do more with colours. A little bit more with colours. One more thing with colours. Green is in one of those two because it can't be here or here. So it's in one of those two. It's got to be on this diagonal in one of those two cells, green. So that's not green because they both see it. That's quite interesting. Green is not in this cell. Yeah, this is how diagonal Sudoku works. You have to find these little inconsistencies somehow, and they're very, very difficult. They're fiddly to find. And I haven't done it, have I? Oh, red. Is that 1, 3, or 5? No, it could still just be 7. Grey. What do we know about red or grey? Really nothing except that they're not 9. That's all we now know. Oh no, we know grey isn't. We know grey is 5 or 7. Well, I could write that there. See, that means one of these two is definitely a 1. If only that were valuable, it would be something. That means 1 needs to appear on this diagonal in one of those two cells. Does that mean anything? Well, it depends. 1 can't be in those cells. If that was a 6, 1 would be in rows 4 and 5 there, and 4 and 5 there, and definitely there, if this top one was a 6. That's just not available. Oh, goodness me. We're so close. This one is light blue 9, or it's red, whatever red is. Don't know. I just don't know. So close to a conclusion. Come on, think it through. Think it out again. Review the situation mark. 9 there, there, and there. What would it do? What would it do? Wouldn't do anything. We used one white dot. We've got the other white dot still to use with a 5 or a 7 here. In grey. I haven't got a lot of grey, but I've got a bit of grey. Grey has to be in one of those two cells now in box 3. If it was here, it would definitely be there. And in one of these two, and these, and on the diagonals, this is the problem. This one, yeah, this is the problem. No, it's not, because it's been on one diagonal. It would be on this diagonal. So that's an X-wing, so then it would be here, definitely. Right, if grey was up here and was 5, it would be literally 5 at this point. Okay, this is interesting. This is interesting. So if I'm going to go through this again. If that was what I'm saying is if grey was here, they would be the same and they would both be 5, the two I've got highlighted. Then we would know that that would be grey. Now grey still has to appear on the negative diagonal. So it's in one of those cells. We also know it's in one of those cells in column 1. So in row 5, it has to be here. So this would be grey, which would be 5. And it would be appearing in these cells as delineated. It would be in one of those. It would have to be here in column 5 as well. And it's obviously there. So grey would be all of these and would be 5. That would make green 3, pink 1, and red 7. And is there a problem with that? Pink 3, which was 1? Pink was 1. And red was 7. Okay, I'm just looking around to see if I can work out if something has failed. I can't see anything having failed. I'm going to try the alternative, which is that grey is there, in which case it's obviously 7, and it's clearly here then. And in the central box, well, it still needs to go on the diagonal in one of those cells in the central box. And it's obviously in one of these, and it's there because it's grey. That's fine. And then it's there because it's 7, and it's obviously here. And then it's in one of these two, and it... no, that's fine. That would complete it, and it seems all right. It seems to have survived the journey. Perilous journey through space and time, but grey as 7 survives. Oh, wow, that did not resolve it then. This is very, very, very difficult to finish off. We only need one more big deduction, but we are, well, I'm some way from achieving that. Okay, so on the diagonal, on this diagonal, it's going to be grey in one of those cells. There's a 4 in one of them, but the other one is grey. And grey is definitely in one of these 4 cells. So that's a sort of virtual X-wing in rows 4 and 6. Grey must be in one of these 2. And is 5 or 7 in one of those 2? Grey is in one of those 2. So we've also got to put red and light blue in the row, and green still. That's 9. Wow. I don't know. The difficulty of this puzzle was not in the setup and the kind of foolery. It's in this back end where it's monstrous. I'm very, very happy to believe there is only one solution. I don't think we're being fooled again now. I think this is just extremely difficult to work out logically. Wow, I really do. I think this is very, very difficult to work out logically. Okay, I'm going to try an idea of this as 9, which fixes 9s in various places, but also, and maybe more importantly, it deals with the whole of column 3. Because if that's 9, then this is 7, that's 5, that's 3, that's 1. It's a whole knock-on. So do it again. If that's 9, that's... I think there's a problem here. No, there can't be. If that's 9, that's 7, and grey is 5. And that's 3, and that's 1. So if that's 9, grey is 5, and grey is 5 down here, clearly. And then grey will have to appear here and here. I expect I've looked at this in one version before. Grey is 5 if row 5, column 3 is a 9. Grey is 5. And I'm highlighting grey appearances. I'm not getting very far with it. So the central box is a little bit unrestrained. Although, what about diagonals? It has to be in one of those two. So grey 5 would be in these positions that I've now got highlighted. In fact, it would have to be there. I think I've looked at this before. This is all fundamentally based on a 9 in row 5, column. It's not really row 5 in this grid, it's row 6, but you know what I mean. In the central row, column 3. I'm basing it on a 9 there. 7 at the top, 5. Ah, goodness, I just don't know. Wow, I cannot tell. I cannot tell quite what's going to happen. This is incredibly frustrating. I'm just going to persevere away at this, because let's learn a life lesson from this puzzle, if nothing else. Okay, we've got, in this column, we've got green and grey. We're going to need red, pink, and light blue, and that one can't be pink. So pink, that one can't be pink either, because it doesn't share any candidates. So in this column, pink is quite clearly here. Well, I haven't found that before. It probably doesn't do anything, because it's so blindingly obvious once you think of it. Now, these are green and red. One of them's going on the diagonal, and the other of green or red is going on the diagonal there. So these two are now the same. And they're either green or red. And literally, we're in a mode where I just have to take any information I can find. I'm going to give them a letter A, because I know they're now the same. I don't know if they're green or red, but I know they're the same, and I really care about that. Now, also, one of these is grey. And therefore, these other 3 oranges are red, green, and light blue. Yeah, well, we knew that was not light blue. That's why I've been saying it's red or green. That's annoying. It doesn't prove anything new. But still, that was really okay. Okay, here we go again. This digit can't be pink either, can it? Because it doesn't share any digits. I've probably looked at this before and just not understood it. That can't be pink. So pink is either one of these being 3 or 5, or it's one of these being 1. Come on, think it through. Think it through. Pink, green, red, and light blue. Pink is definitely in one of these cells. That's probably how we got it here. Okay, in this column, we still need red and light blue. Light blue can't be there because it's a 9. So light blue is definitely in one of these two. Oh, it's painful. It's a painful puzzle. I'm painfully bad at this puzzle. Red is now in one of these two cells. And that can't be A, no, it can't be red is what it can't be, or green, because they're these two, and they both see it. So this can't be red or green. Well, it can't be light blue because it's the wrong number. If it's not red, green, or light blue, it's grey or pink. It's grey or pink. What is that telling me? Nothing. Absolutely back end of nothing. I mean, it's interesting. It's just not conclusive. Oh, why is this so blooming difficult? Bobbins. And it's probably something really straightforward. I mean, it really wasn't hard to find pink in this column. Not when I thought of the right question. I mean, this is often the way, obviously. These are clearly pink and green. I mean, how that helps me, I have no idea, but they are pink and green. So one of these two is grey. Is that potentially of any use at all? Well, okay, here we go. We've said this before. If that's grey, that's grey. Grey is 5. And if it's not, that's grey, and grey is 7. So either that's a 5 or that's a 7. Now, does that tell me something like where is 1 in the column, or something really weird? One is not blue, green, or grey. It's red or pink. If 1 was red, it would be here. It would have to be here. It would be A. It would be there, and it's obviously here. And one of those two. Then it would have to be here in this box. It's clearly there. It would be here. It would be here. And it would break. What? This was the question. This is incredible. What did I say? What did I say? I said if 1 was red, this digit sees green, blue, and grey. If 1 was red, look what happens. It's here. Obviously, it's already here. 1 is now red. So it has to go here in this box. It's in one of those two. The central column is going to be the place. It's there. Now, why did I say, maybe I've made a mistake. Maybe I've made a mistake. This would be so annoying. On the diagonal, it would have to be here. So now it's there. And now it's kept out of box 2. Right, there we go. 1 can't be red. That is not easy. That was not staring me in the face. It is rock hard, and I've found it. 1 is not red. It's not grey, blue, or green. It's pink. And this central digit is now 1. And that's not. And this is 1, because that's definitely pink. We found that earlier in the column. Now, I claimed earlier, and this is where my claims are going to fall apart, that we were moments away. We were 1 deduction away from a finish. Let's see if that's right. This is now 1/6 pair. And there's a 1 in one of these cells. I can colour that pink because it's a 1. One of these two is a 1. 1 is pink. One of these two is a 1. Yeah, okay, but I know which one of those two is a 1 because I've got this 1/6 pair. It's there. That's pink. Okay. Now, the rest of the colouring ought to be a little bit better now. We've had light blue. So in this row, we've got red and grey to go. And one of them, grey, is 5 or 7. Red, we now know, is 3, 5 or 7. Oh, look. This box, that is blindingly obvious. Grey is definitely on the diagonal here. Oh yeah, let's look at this diagonal. This has done something. These are now red and green. Has that changed? No, it hasn't changed. But this is not able to be red or green. Given its number, it also can't be pink or blue. So this is grey and is 5 or 7. That's an interesting discovery. Now grey here is ruled out of these cells and must be in one of these two. Oh, where's grey on this diagonal? This is a brilliant deduction. This is what we needed. Grey on this diagonal, because we've got it there, it can't be here. This seems to be the only place left. And that is going to determine its parity. It is not a 4. It is a grey, which is 5 or 7. This is where 4 goes and is blue. And that determines the 4 and 6 here. Ooh, don't do that. Don't type in the wrong cell. 4 and 6 here, and the 6 and 1 over here. And now we not only can colour orange, but also pink in that cell. The 6 is a blue cell. That's the last even digit. Now we've got a 1 here. We can put a 1 here and colour it pink. Take out 1 from that cell. Don't tell me that's all it's done. I don't want to hear. Oh, yes, 4 there has sorted out 1 and 4 up here. So actually I hadn't done the last even digit, but I now have. And now I can put in the last pink, which is there. And all my 1s are dones. Now, this is not 7. And its colour is known. It's green, because I've got all the other colours in the box. And, oh, come on, a colouring now. Surely the colouring now is going to do something. Oh, goodness, I haven't got many reds coloured, have I? Red up here is in one of those cells. Off the diagonal. Oh, yeah, we know these are red and green. Goodness, that's almost annoying knowledge at this point. I also know, okay, that is also red or green in the column. So those two are the same. I can call this one A. Remember when I was calling cells A? But I don't know which of these is A, because I don't know which one is red or green. Oh. Now, one of these is a 9. That's just Sudoku now. Probably been available a long time. Not very interesting. The 1 in this, oh, we've done the 1 in this box. The 9 in this box? One of those two. So A is obviously 3, 5 or 7. We've kind of known that before. One of these two is a 3 because grey is 5 or 7. Oh, it's still not there. Still not there. One of these two is a 9. That's an X-wing on 9s with the 9 here. I wonder how long that's... No, it's only been available since we got the 1 there. That's now 9 in column... Well, column 4 in an ordinary Sudoku, maybe column 5 in this one. But that's not resolving anything about 3s and 5s, is it? So 9s are in a position where when we get them, we can finish them. But until we get 1 more, we can't finish them. These are from 3, 5, 7. So I still... Oh, grey is looking at that cell. So that's definitely red. This one's definitely grey. One of these two is grey. This one is the last one in its colour and is green. And that's A. That's the cell I've labelled A. So A is never a 7 because up here we said green was 3 or 5. So now 7, it's appeared on this diagonal. Okay, not interesting yet, but that is green. We've found where A is over here. I'm going to remove the A out of the cells because it did its job. Even going to stop the letter tool working. Okay. And greens. Oh, one of those two is green and one of those two. No, we've got green up here. There it is. Now I might be able to finish colouring something else. There's quite a bit of colour emerging in these orange cells, but it's just a little difficult to read it. These are green and light blue. So is it red? Yeah, red. This is red, obviously now, suddenly. And one of these two is red. Up here, this is red. And it's 7. That's the sort of thing we want. Bingo. Red is 7. And therefore grey is 5. That is very much the sort of thing we want. Grey is 5 and green is therefore 3. That's green and it's not in the corner at all, unfortunately. And that digit is a 5 and is coloured grey. Yes, we're going to get this done now. This is a 9-7 pair. What's going on over here? This digit's a 5 in its column. That's grey. This is a 9-7 pair. This is a 9-7 pair. Somewhere these 9-7 pairs are going to be resolved. This is a 9-3 pair. Oh, hang on. It almost. Oh, yes. 5 is looking up there. There we go. 3, 5. Right. I'm going to get rid of all the colour because it's just numbers now. Well, I'm going to leave orange and blue. Yeah, 3, 5 there, 3, 9 here, 7, 9, 7, 9. What a puzzle. Wow, this was difficult. I said it would be difficult. It wasn't difficult for the reasons I was expecting at all. It was difficult because it was an extremely difficult diagonal Sudoku. But that is chaos deconstruction, and there we go. Thank you so much for following along with me. Happy April the 1st. Do have a go at the Sandra and Nala Sudoku hunt. Do have a look at the Rat Run merchandise and any other merch. And we will see you again soon. Thank you for watching and bye for now.